जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री अवय चरणारविंद His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की जय। स्थान फाउंडर विद्याचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayanudiraye Nashtabrayestu Avadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistuke Yamsyanubhavam Akilam Sutisaram Ekam Adhyatma Deepam Atithir Satam Tamundam Samsarina Karunayaha Purana Guyam Tam Vyasasuna Guru Muninam. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, The Creative Impetus, text, Chapter 1, text number 2, the activities of Maharaj Priyabrata. Nanunam Yukta Sanganam Mukta Tadrishanam Dvijarshavar Grihesva Vinivesoyam Pumsam Bhavetumarhati Nanunam Mukta Sanganam Tadrisanam Dujarsava Grihesva Vinivesoyam Pumsam Bhavetumarhati Nanunam Mukta Sanganam Tadreshanam Dujarsabha Grihesva Vinivesoyam Om Sam Bhavetum Arhati
Nanunam Mukta Sanganam
Sanganam
Tadrishanam Dvijashabha Griheshva Viniveshaya Pumsam Bhavetum Arhati
Om Sam Bhavetum Arhati Nanunam Vida Sanganam Tanasharam Vijarsabha
Griheshva Viniveshaya
Pumsam Bhavetum Arhati
Nanunam Mukta Sanganam
Nanunam Mukta Sanganam Dharita Samnivasana Griheshva Viniveshayam Om Sambhavetum Arhati
Nanunam Mukta Sanganam
Nanunam Mukta Sanganam
Tadrishanam Dvijarsava
Tadrisanam Dujarsava
Viheshvadi Niveshoyam
Vihesva Viniveshoyam
Bhavitumarati
Pumsam Bhavetumarhati Manuna Mukta Sanjana Tadrisanam Dujarsava Vihesva Viniveshoyam Pumsam Bhavetumarhati Na not Nunam certainly Mukta Sanganam who are free from attachment Tadrishanam such Dvijarisavaha O greatest of the Brahmanas Grihesu to family life Avinivesaha excessive attachment Ayam this Pumsam of persons Bhavitum to be Arhati is possible. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Devotees are certainly liberated persons. Therefore, O great of the Brahmanas, they cannot possibly be observed in family affairs. Please repeat. Devotees are certainly liberated persons.
Devotees are certainly liberated persons.
Therefore, O greatest of the Brahmanas,
Therefore, O greatest of the Brahmanas,
they cannot possibly be observed in family affairs.
they cannot possibly be absorbed in family affairs.
Purport. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is said that by executing devotional service to the Lord, one can understand the transcendental position of the living being and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be understood by any means except bhakti. The Lord confirms this in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhaktyaham ekaya grahya. Only by executing devotional service can one appreciate me. Similarly, in Bhagavad Gita 18:55, Lord Krishna says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Simply by discharging devotional service, one can understand me. Thus, for a bhakta to become attached to family affairs is impossible, since a bhakta and his associates are liberated. Everyone is searching after ananda or bliss, but in the material world, there can never be any bliss. It is only possible in devotional service. Attachment for family affairs and devotional service are incompatible. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit was somewhat surprised to hear that Maharaj Priyabrata was simultaneously attached to devotional service and to family life. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalan Sri Guru Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari. Vancha kalpataru vekshu kripa sindhu bhya eva cha patita nam pavanebhyo vaisnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesya Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Nanunam Mukta Sanganam Tadrisanam Dujarsava Griheswa Vinivesoyam Pumsam Bhavetum Arhati. Devotees are certainly liberated persons. Therefore, O greatest of the Brahmanas, they cannot possibly be observed in family affairs. Parikshit Maharaj is very much interested in knowing the activities of great king Priyabrata, because Srimad Bhagavatam is trying to explain the truth by showing the lifestyle that great devotees lived in the history. By seeing their lifestyle or by understanding their life, it is very easy to understand the absolute truth. Or we can see the practical implication of the knowledge that are mentioned in the Vedas. That how do we live that life? How do we apply that life in our practical life? We learn from example. So this is what this book is full of, great examples of the great people of the great time. That's all it is about. And these are the selected prayers, selected example of devotees that were extremely showing the good alliance with Krishna's idea, plan, so that they could guide the people in general in the path of devotional service. So the name itself, Priya Brata, it explains everything. Priya means, what is Priya?
Dear.
Very dear, Priya. We have a name Priya. In lady's name is Priya. One is very dear. Brata means vows. We always take a lot of bratas. One who is very dear to taking vows to please the Supreme Lord is called Priyavrata. That's the literal meaning of Priyavrata. And as such, Krishna's name is also Satyavrata. Have you heard about Satyavrata? Satya is the truth. Brata is, he takes vows to be always truthful, to protect his devotees. Name Bhaktya Pranasati. He says that, and that truth always remain at all condition, at all situation. Sometimes Krishna can break his own personal vow to protect the vow of his devotees. He never fail in observing or following the vows. So this is Priyabrata, and Parikshit Maharaj is bringing here about devotees. They are liberated person. Liberation is already there with the devotees. Bhaktas are liberated people. So people might question, how come devotees are liberated? They are still practicing devotional service. They have not given up their life. They have not merged into the effulgence, Brahma effulgence of the Supreme. So mukti cannot come while you are still living the body. So a lot of people have this question. Because we have so many ideas spreading in the society from great spiritual leader in the past. Like for example, Sankaracharya, for them liberation means to become one with God, Narayana. When they take sannyas, they address each other as Narayana. You become Narayana, I become Narayana, we are Narayana. But in philosophy of Vaishnava devotees, they do not want to lose their identity and merged into the Supreme and then become dead-like, still inert character. They want to coexist with the Supreme Lord, and they want to bring pleasure to Krishna by their sweet exchange of dealings, different kind of dealings with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that kind of relationship, that kind of understanding that we remain existed with God and then we perform activities that bring more pleasure to the Lord is real, the mood of prema, love. That's the definition of love, that you want to bring joy to someone who you love to. So that is the position of devotees. And in this stage, devotees give up the false ideas like we are one with God, we are equal to God, all kind of false ideas. We are liberated from those. That's why we are called Muktanam, Apisuddhanam. Mukta, the devotees. Even though devotee may be neophyte, just joining Hare Krishna or spiritual practice, life, and have this understanding from the very basic foundational understanding, rhythm, then that devotees will always develop the taste for God. You want to hear more about the personality. So if I love somebody, I want to know everything of that person. So this is exactly happen in devotional life. So, and he is saying that I understand that Priyavrata Maharaj is not at all attached to his family affairs, but how come he was able to maintain his devotional attitude at the same time? Most of the cases when people have power, position, great name, great fame, great opulence, one can be easily diverted from his God conscious life, and he can have that enjoying spirit, enjoying mentality, and to enjoy the opulences of this world and to control people, to power, to rule. We can understand this by seeing modern politics in this world. A lot of people are simply trying to exploit, enjoy resources, and then openly come to the surface that I am more powerful, so I am more rightful. Establishing right through might. That's the policy. So when demigods were understanding, worshipping God, Krishna, while he was about to come into this material world to develop more relationship with his devotees, they addressed God with the word Satya for many times, like Satya, 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 adding adjective with the Satya. They say that Satya Vratam, Satya Param, Trisatyam, Satya Vratam, Satya Param, Trisatyam. The Supreme Lord is Satya Brata. He always take a vow to become truthful. Everything that God does, every single action, every single thing he thinks, every single thought he thinks, everything that he do, always remain truth. God never breaks vows. But in our life, we make a vow. We were just recently talking about New Year resolution. So many people have different kind of resolutions in their life. And some people say, I heard my resolution for New Year 2026 is to fold my laundry after washing my clothes. Same day, same day. That is vow. Like people take different kind of vows. Some people take a vow. What vow people can possibly take? I make so much money this year. Some people take a vow. I will expand my business. Some people take a vow. I will employ so many people in my company. Some people take a vow. I will distribute so many books of Srila Prabhupada. Some people take a vow. I will not miss my 16 round at least minimum every single day. All kind of vows. But we normally break those vows. We become chuta. We fall from following our vows. That's why we are not always happy, because we do not maintain the vows. But Krishna does always, at all time. Satya Param. Satya Param means he is very dear to truth. Any people who walks in the path of Satya, Krishna becomes naturally happy to that person. You know, Satyam is the word Satyam comes from Sat. Sat means eternal truth. Sat. And the same word Satam comes from Sat. Satam means one who walks in the path of truth. So devotees are called Satam, Prasangam, Mama Virya Sambido, in the association of those great people who follow the truth. That is called Satam. So naturally, the relationship between Krishna and his devotees is very sweet, because both of them advocate the real truth, but nothing. Truth, all truth, nothing but the truth. That's why we take a vow in the court. Mr. Kirtan Yajna, you are under the oath that you have promised to speak truth, everything truth, but nothing but truth. Raise your hand, and then you are swearing in here. So this is what Krishna like. And devotees are walking in the path of truth, that this material world is temporary, this body is temporary. So the real existence is soul, and the real nature of the soul is Satchit Ananda, and the real duty of the spirit soul is to serve the Supreme Lord, being under the position, devotional position of a servant. Then Krishna is really dear to them. And Trisatyam, Param Trisatyam, Krishna is always truth in past, future, present, everywhere, every time. And when he perform this, the action of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, at all time, all the other relative truths are based on the absolute truth, Krishna. Very interesting, huh? And Satyasya yonim nihitam cha satye, satyasya satyam ritasatya netram, satyamatmakam tvam saranam prapanna. So that was the understanding that you are truth, your Lord, you are your body, your mind, your word, your thoughts, everything is truth. You do not possess truth, but you are truth personified. That is the understanding. So when we walk into that path of Satya and perform devotional service, no matter where we situate externally, maybe brahmachari, grihastha, banaprastha, sannyas, or very come from the lower birth, medium birth, higher birth, doesn't matter. As long as we imbibe this spirit that Krishna is absolute truth, and my duty is to follow the path of truth, no matter I am not compromising my truth as per convenience in different times, and I just move wherever the wind blows. So this kind of breaking principle Krishna does not like. And when one become truthful and then serve the Lord, the happiness is self-generated within the heart of our devotees. Because Krishna is real source of all happiness. That is also confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita. If we study the conversation between Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's he says that there it says Krishna Rupa, Sukha Rupa Krishna Kare, Sukha Aswadana. Krishna is Rupa, Sukha Rupa means he is a happy form. His whole existence is filled with happiness. Is Atma Rama. He is self-satisfied. All the happiness comes out from God. Krishna is never in anxiety, except in some pastime he appears to be little anxiety to increase the love of his devotees. But at all time, this real happiness is permanently, eternally emanating from God. That is his form. He is Sukha personified. But here Kaviraj Goswami says he does Sukha Aswadana, but he tastes the happiness. A person who is completely satisfied and happy, and now he is tasting happiness. Why? What is the need to Krishna to taste happiness when he himself is the personified happiness? Who can give some idea here? Let's turn
To increase the happiness.
to increase the happiness. A very good answer. Another?
He wants to make sure it's working.
Huh?
He wants to make sure it's working.
He wants to make sure it is working.
Is it also because the happiness that his devotee has is greater than the happiness that he has?
You are very close to my perspective of talking here. Okay.
We just saw on YouTube that she kind of, Radharani kind of asked the same question. He said, "You're the mirror." So
Yeah. I think that mirror examination, it is there. Very good example of mirror. So Krishna accept or retaste the happiness from his devotees because it's not because he needs happiness, but he wants to accept the service of his devotees. That he wants to keep them happy by accepting their offering, their service, their happiness. So this is how Krishna does service to his devotees. He is indebted to his devotees to render some service by accepting their service to him. Otherwise, he is Purna Purushottam. He is Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnam Purna Udacchate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purna Eva Vasishyate. But in order to accept Chandrika's service that keeps her happy, when you see Krishna's smiling face. Have you seen when you go to the deity room? Sometimes Krishna really smiles, but a lot of time people look as a statue, murti, statue. But when you come close and do something to Krishna, then he sometimes gives, I cannot smile nice, but he does smile. And when we see that smile of Krishna, that keeps us smile.
So he does it for our benefit.
Yes. And when we remain happy in our association, that also satisfies Krishna. It increases his happiness. It simply adds the happiness in his already complete happiness. So devotees, especially to remain always jolly and happy, is a service to God and service to devotees. It doesn't mean that we do not have problem, anxieties, issues, problems, all kind of things. No, it doesn't mean we do not face those challenges in our life. We do face challenges. Now further, here in this sloka it says that Bhakta Gane Sukha Dite Haladini Karana. The cause of happiness for the devotees is coming from Aladini Sakti of the Supreme Lord. As soon as one situate himself in devotional service and start rendering devotional service to the Lord, and when that action is pleasing the Lord, then automatically this internal potency of the Lord start acting on us. It simply magnifies that potency, and it increases more and more and more and more and more and more. This is the secret of remaining happy in devotional life, that this happiness is generated from the Supreme Lord by His causeless mercy upon us. And that is the whole reason He comes to this material world again and again, even though this is not at all befitting to come to such a great personality to come. Now, when we are attached to the service of the Lord, or attached to the personality of Godhead, or attached to the devotees of the Lord, then that Aladini Sakti become the cause of our increased happiness. It helps us magnifying that little spark of happiness, and it makes more and more and more, and we become slowly and gradually, we become more and more liberated from this material world, and we are not interested at all into this material world. But on the contrary, in the opposite side, on the other hand, when Maya takes place, when Maya plays a role in our life, when we start looking some negative thing, or when the thought to enjoy material senses come in our mind, and we start thinking on them, and we start giving them some option, maybe this is a good, better idea, then immediately that tiny desires is magnified by Maya's intervention in devotee's life. If I start seeing or criticizing some devotees, like Lalita and me are not good friends, and I start thinking about her, Dhyayato Visayan Pumsam. See how it is magnifying. Dhyayato Visayan Pumsam, Sangat Sanjayate. How does it goes? Dhyayate Visayan Pumsam, Sangat Sanjayate. No, I forgot the second part. Dhyayato Visayan Pumsa. Dhyayato Visayan Pumsa. Let me find. This is very common slogan. Dhyayato Visayan Pumsam. Chapter 2, what is the slogan? 66? What is that?
What's the English?
When we contemplate on the object of senses, we develop attachment. Oh yeah, you're coming close. Dhyayato Visayan Pumsa Sangastesu Pajayate. Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Kro Abhijayate. See how this degree of attachment is increasing, more and more and more magnifying. When we pay attention to those little tiny object. So devotees, they have the same thing comes in their mind, but they will keep it aside, understanding that, no, I do not want to meditate more upon those things. I like Krishna, and I want to pay more focus on Krishna. Then the Haladini Sakti works on it. So choice is ours always. I want to waste my time, ruin my life, thinking about all these negative, positive things of this world, and enjoying and exercising the criticism, or talking somebody in a negative way, bad way, and then I can enjoy that way, but then I am away, all far away from God, and I am no longer a Satyaprata. I am no longer maintaining my vows. I am no longer austere or strong enough to keep my vows that Krishna does. So in this level of pure devotional service, pure devotees of Krishna, they maintain the same vows. They are almost equal to maintain the vows. Like Prabhupada example. Prabhupada would face so many challenges in his preaching. He would receive so many depressing messages every day from all over the world. It would be really bothering to a great leader like that. But he was never ever affected by those multiple complaints coming from all directions, and he was able to maintain that same joy, same happiness, same spirit in the service of the Lord. This is the good example, the greatest example that great personality exhibited in their life. That is what it is. So, and we have seen devotees the joining Dukhi club, club that are Dukhi club. Dukhi club means people always complain, and they gather together and they talk and they spread and they make it big issues and sometimes they, some people say that I don't want to come because nobody talk to me, nobody greets to me or something like that. See small tiny things. So devotional service will clean all this misunderstanding and then impure thoughts from our mind, from our heart. And then we are fixed up in our devotional service. No matter what happened, I will never give up Krishna. This conviction comes in our mind. And we need to come up to this position that no matter what happened, what devotees will respect me or not respect me, I will continue my devotional service. And the idea is we need to develop that same relationship that we have with Krishna with devotees. There should be a very smooth, very happy, very harmonious relationship among the devotees. And otherwise, it is very difficult to maintain this devotional service in our life. We might slip away from the path. So if we see that Brata, when we talk about Brata, look, this temple is also one very good example of Brata. Priya Brata Mother Sandamini is maintaining this temple for over 30 years, and so many people came and went, are coming, but she is still the same person and running the same old business every single day. This is what example of Brata means, to maintain the bhav. We take a bhav when we take initiation, that to maintain that bhav is also a great sacrifice, that Krishna really loves that. Krishna wants to see the bhavs a devotee take. So if we want to be happy, why not we accept the source of happiness? Why not we generate that happiness from Krishna? Sukha Rupam. This is very simple formula of Krishna consciousness, that you develop attachment for God and you naturally become unattached to this material world. So when a devotee is engaged in Krishna consciousness and he is perfectly, correctly doing things, then the result is, what is the result? The result comes like as a satisfaction. We are satisfied all the time. Whatever comes on its way, on its own way by the providence, you are satisfied. Somebody comes and humiliate you, you are satisfied, you're not reacting. Somebody comes and praise you, you are still the same. You're not carried away by somebody's praise and then, yes, I am a big man here. So satisfaction, satisfied, and then continue, and then develop more and more attachment, rati, priti, all these things naturally come when devotee accept this simple truth, satisfaction. But if I am haunted by lust, greed, anger, crowd, then Krishna is speaking to me that, Mr. Kirtan, you are not with me yet. He doesn't personally come and tell you, I'm happy with you, I'm satisfied with you, I'm satisfied with you, I'm satisfied with you. But that result, the product of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, what degree they are present in me. I can inspect when I'm alone. No one can know me more than myself. And I can understand that I am in Krishna consciousness. So this is all about Priyavrata. He was becoming king, not he wanted. Most of the modern people want to become king, want to become president, want to become temple commander, want to become secretary, want to become whatnot, everything. But Priyavrata Maharaj was requested, he was following the orders of his father, Lord Brahmaji. When we take service as an order of our senior, then that service is empowered. We were talking about empowerment last time in Krishna Cove. The empowerment comes in following the instruction, from the following the instruction. And he was guided by Narada Muni spiritually. And he was never attached at all. And he was like, by his chariot wheel, he was creating all the 7 islands. Later on, he divided everything to his 7 sons. And he renounced very easily without any attachment. And he continued his devotion of the Lord. Never was deviated. So a lot of lesson that modern politician can learn from great King Priyavrata, from the story of Bhagavatam, and live a Krishna conscious spiritual life. Practical Krishna conscious spiritual life. Not just katha, story, once upon a time, maybe some magical things, some power. No, not like that. It's practicality. Again, practice every single second what we study in Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have some time for question, discussion, or comment. Yeah, one hand there.
Thank you for the nice class, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Always love your classes. So imagine this, when the devotee, when sense gratification arises, the devotee tries not to contemplate it. Sometimes we find that we're already like caught, like we've already walked down the dark path. And so now it's very difficult to get out. Like the mind started contemplating the objects of the senses. The mind went down the path of darkness. And now you realize it, but now it's too late and it's very difficult to extricate yourself from those desires. And then you have to suffer. So how do we walk back? How do we walk back out of that path?
Yeah, it is never late to make a U-turn when you understand that no matter how far you go in the wrong direction. If I have a desire to correct myself and I know I am in a wrong path and I have a help around if I want. It's all depend on me. If what I want, do I really want? Since I realize that I did it wrong, do I want to correct myself? Do I approach a devotee friend for guidance? Or do I study the Shastra? Or do I reach out my spiritual master? It's all depend on me. But we should not think, oh, I already failed, I already did that, so it is bad to come back again, so I remain like this. No matter how many times we fall, we have fallen like millions of times. But Krishna is still giving us chance. And we always take that in our mind, and no matter today we fail in our vows, but still we try until you cry. Like so, never give up. Never give up. Yes. You have any further to say, add, or in that?
No, I think it's good to keep a positive attitude. We're always. I think you said it for me. You said the main thing is that because sometimes it feels very difficult to walk the path of Krishna consciousness. So many challenges, but the main thing is that we have this kind of conviction that I'm never going to give up Krishna.
Yeah.
And if we chant our 16 rounds every day, and we read and we follow the 4 principles, then we're really protected from a lot of darkness.
And another thing, this Krishna and dissatisfaction, Krishna and loss, Krishna and distress, Krishna and depression doesn't exist together. If we are with Krishna, we must be happy. If we are not happy, we are not with Krishna. This is simple truth. So if not, then we try to be with Krishna. And Krishna is always in a bright side. He's never in dark side, never in like low side, never ever not possible. Krishna Surya Samahaya. So this is tiny thing, but a big knowledge is hidden in one word in Sanskrit. So if I am sad and I practice Krishna consciousness and I say, oh yeah, I am doing 30 years, but I'm still not happy, then I never tried, I never practiced it well. Maybe I did something wrong in my process of bhakti. Next time, I heard Divya Mother, you give up?
No, I don't know. I have a question.
Yeah.
I thought on the Battle of Kurukshetra that Krishna did break his vow to protect his devotees.
That's what I'll mention, that he raised the will, but his vows to protect his devotees is more important than his personal vows.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
He says, Nami Bhakta Pranasati, he declared in Janiha Prati Janiha Kaunteha Nami Bhakta Pranasati. So he did not care for his personal vows, but he protected his devotees' vow.
Right.
He can come to that extreme to become friend with you. You see how much dear is Krishna in our life. All right.
So, like, as a devotee, I was thinking about renouncing and, what to renounce. But sometimes, we think we're renouncing when we're doing devotional service. And then sometimes something just gets taken away from you, or at least you feel like it's just got taken away. And then you're in a state of bewilderment. So what is the connection between like renouncing and then feelings that, things have just got taken away?
Yeah, renouncement, in our sense, we need to try to renounce our lust, greed, anger. These are things that are bothering us so much. We do not have any opulence to renounce. We are struggling to survive in this world. We do not have big position. We are not king. We are not great ministers or prime minister or the president. We don't have so much thing to renounce, but we do have a lot of things to work internally. And then while doing so, sometimes we feel like we are doing okay, but sometimes we are not. But then we continue working on it. Continuance by regularly practicing devotional service. What is the slogan we chant? Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Sri Bhakti Bhavati Nishtaki. Yeah, continuously hearing and practicing. Even if we know our weaknesses, the good thing is that we know our weaknesses. We are not unknown to our weaknesses. So when we know our weakness and we want to improve, then we can do it. If we see our weakness and we are carried away, and then again in this case, the very important thing is to remain in the association. That helps. By seeing another brahmachari happy, that pulls my down morality a little bit up.
Renunciation happens automatically, the byproduct result of performing service with comes knowledge and detachment. So we don't have to try individually, separately to
that is very good
to renounce. All we have to do is try to please Krishna.
When we engage in service, we even do not think about it as detachment. In an example, we never look for like smoking cigarette. We are never looking for a beautiful woman. We are never thinking about, let me go to bar and drink some wine today. We are never thinking, let me buy some meat from the store and cook. Nobody is looking at me. These things are gone automatically. We never tried very hard. So detachment comes along with devotion. So it is okay. We continue what we do. Actually, we are all very much detached in so many ways, but we may not know that. See, Prabhu, real Sadhu Baba.
Did you use the word healing over there? Did you use the word healing? No? Did you? Maji? No.
Healing?
Okay, I'm imagining things. Never mind. Sorry.
Pass on.
What you wanted to say about healing, Prabhu?
No, I put down.
No, it's just done.
All right, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I forget what I was going to say. I might have forgot. Krishna took my Krishna. Krishna.
Oh, another thing, the power of devotion, bhakti is feeling. We must have that feeling for God. Like power of yogis is, what is their main power? The concentration. They focus on concentration. Power of jnanis are knowledge. But the power of bhakti, devotee is, we should have that loving feeling for God. Okay.
I've been realizing recently that, it's not, when we start feeling like, oh, I'm fighting off the lust and anger and the greed and envy and all these things, so let me chant more, let me read more, let me do more service. And, we find that we can, let me do deity worship every day. We start, really toning in our sadhana where it's super, nice, but still we may find that it's not. And it kind of made me realize that we can't, it's only grace, only Krishna's grace ultimately will give us relief from the pain, the miseries, and the fire of material existence, because we can do so much sadhana, but that's not what's buying Krishna. And if we do it in the wrong mentality, or if we made offenses, there's really nothing we can do. And it's, oh, I'm going to chant my way out of this. I'm going to read my way out of this. I'm going to worship deities my way out of this. But it doesn't work that way, because you can go as far as you can, and still you'll find that you're millions of miles away from the point of Krishna's mercy, or the point of feeling that relief. So we just have to, I was thinking it's kind of like Draupadi, we thinking like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then finally it's just, put your hands up and say, I'm doing this just because I love you, not because I'm trying to get you to get me, take away this lust or take away this anger. Because ultimately only you can do that. And even my chanting is not sufficient to do that. But your support in my chanting is what's sufficient to do that. If you want to give my chanting power, if you want to give my sadhana power, but if we're doing sadhana to just try to overcome anarthas, that's not bhakti. But when we're doing sadhana I want to just love Krishna, and then like Prabhu said, Jana Yashu Vairagyam Ganam Chadahaitukam, from the result of that bhakti, the devotional, the anarthas are removed.
Yeah, it is very big challenge that envy comes in our mind when we see some other people happy. It's really big disease in material world. If I see somebody happy, that really burns me. Not talking personally, but in a material world. When we see some happy people, we become envy of them. Big disease. So we know that Krishna is dear to his devotees. And if we do not know the art of being close to the devotee who Krishna is very dear, then Krishna will keep us away. We can learn that from the life of Durvasa Muni. Durvasa, you come to me for help, but I am sorry, I cannot help you. You go away from me and go to Ambarisha. I am sold out servant for my devotees. My heart is kidnapped by my devotees. But if you remain with me, I will act on justice, and you might be burned. And then this example is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, that when there is a fire, it is in cold time. This is very good season. It's a winter season. If you make a fire outside and go to the fire, you slowly get warm. But if you come too close of the fire, then that same fire will burn us. I know that you come to me to take shelter, to escape the attack of my Sudarshan disc. But if you remain to me, you might be killed. Better you go away. Because you have offended the devotees who I am sold to. And they do have the power, not me. So sometimes Krishna will knowingly keep those devotees away from the association to save them, not to blame them or keep them away from the mercy. So understand that way too. So many aspects of understanding here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare. Simple 16 words, but everything is included within these words. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai. Hari Hari Bol.